It's not lazy, it's just half-assed reviews.
It's hard to believe that 20 years have already gone by since Pokemon debuted. It's probably hard to believe because it isn't true since I live in North America, but it's still been a very long time, and they've finally re-released the first generation of Pokemon games on the eShop with red, blue, and yellow respectively. If you have no idea what Pokemon is, long story short, they're little creatures that you can catch and make them do battle. The only differences between the games are the Pokemon you can catch between them, with Yellow having the closest resemblance to the TV show, giving you all 3 starter Pokemon and a Pikachu that you can evolve. When I was a kid, I thought the only reason they had to separate the games is because there were way too many Pokemon to fit on one cartridge. Little did I know, it was an ingenious plan by Nintendo to sell more games, but honestly, it created a unique activity for you and your friends to do, to try to trade and catch all 150 Pokemon, as well as do battle. Unless Stan lets you use his Game Shark to cheat and catch everything overnight, which I regret to this day. In fact, I've actually played Red and Blue 3 times within the past year or so to catch all 151 Pokemon the correct way without using a cheating device. I had to use the Mew glitch since there's no other way to catch one, but I still did it. I also caught Chansey on my first try, and then like 3 more while trying to catch Kangaskhan for 3 months on and off before I finally checked this off my bucket list. Anyway, if you're watching this video, you've probably already played through the first generation, but just in case you haven't, I'd highly recommend that you do, because it holds up surprisingly well, even for an original Game Boy game. Except for sleep-inducing moves that you don't get to attack coming out of during competitive battles, like that time Matt used Hypnosis on me and got lucky in Pokemon Stadium. What a ding-dong. Other than that, and a few other small gripes that were improved upon in later games, Generation 1 still offers a fun experience, especially if it's your first time playing through. And being on the original Game Boy just kind of adds more charm to it, since the graphics are still good enough to where you can easily differentiate what things are. Although, some Pokemon look awkward from behind, but hey, at least Pikachu's still fat. And probably the best thing about the first generation is that it was made before the Pokemon formula was even a thing yet. It's not a bad formula, I just wish they'd change it up a bit every now and then with future games. That was fun. It's not only nice but essential that they've included local multiplayer using the 3DS's wireless capabilities, since it was a big part of the original game, but I feel like it's a missed opportunity not to include online play. Oh, Nintendo, you and your distaste for online play. Oh well, at least they disabled save states so people won't cheat to try to catch Pokemon in one try every time or get lucky with low accuracy moves. For $10, it's a little expensive compared to other Game Boy games on the eShop, but for the amount of fun you'll have and the time you'll invest, it's well worth it. And besides, it's still cheaper than buying an original cartridge, and once you're done with the game, you can transfer them up to Sun and Moon using Pokemon Bank whenever those come out. But with all that being said, Pokemon Red, Blue, and Yellow on the eShop is timeless and holds up even 20 years later, and I'd give it a 9 out of 11 just because the newer games are more refined with online play and better balance of types and what have you. Let us know some of the memories you have from the first generation in the comments. Thanks for watching, and as always,